Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, damsels and dingbats. Last time I talked to you in the chit-chat video, number 11, I told you that I was going to be trying to do some indie games, but I also told you my computer was potato, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to play many indie games because, you know, potato. But I have discovered that I'm able to do quite a few retro games. Games from my generation, you know, 90s. And a lot of these games that I'm going to end up putting into this playlist, a lot of you will be familiar with, probably having had played extensively yourselves. But I'm going to go ahead and try to find some that maybe were not as popular as well. And you know, at least we have some content going up. What I'll do is I'll make videos for, you know, four or five games. I'll post them up, and if anyone's interested in seeing me play any of them more than the initial video, just leave me a say so in the comments on the video itself, and if I have time, I will gladly dive deeper into the game and record it for you guys. If I don't get any comments on a video, I will ignore that game and move on to something different. So, for now, we're going to go ahead and kick this off with a small game called King of Dragon Pass. You can find this one on Steam or on GOG Gaming for about 12 bucks. I'm sure you might be able to find it at other locations, but I got mine off of GOG. The game is currently available on iPad, iPhone, Android, Windows, Mac OS, and the Windows Phone. Now, originally when it came out in 1999, it was just for the PC. And it's listed as a strategy simulation fantasy game. It was published by a company called A Sharp, and the game itself is set in, forgive me if I get this wrong, Glorantha, which I guess was the world used for the old HeroQuest and RuneQuest games. Basically, the game is a combination of an interactive story where the choices you make actually affect the game itself. Like, you know, you can make a choice and have it come back and bite you in the butt later on down the road, or, you know, benefit you. There's also quite a bit of resource management. I played the tutorial for the game, and well, I didn't dislike it. It was different. It's probably something I could get into a little deeper, but instead of just talking about it, let's show you some of what I experienced in the tutorial. Okay, King of Dragon Pass take, I lost count. I've actually played through the tutorial on this already, but I'm going to go back through it again and record it so you guys can kind of see some of it. Unfortunately, every time I try to log into the game, it tries to make me log into my old game. So I told it to start over, and it's not going to let me do the tutorial again. What a butthead. Alright, let's try this. Controls, tutorial. Are you sure you want to quit this game and start a new one? Tutorial. Play. Alright, so the game starts out with, we're going to ignore the tutorial boxes because I've already seen it. It starts out with this dialogue, which is basically kind of like a character creation process. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this out loud, and you guys can watch as I go. If you get bored, well, don't watch. So there. Nah. Alright, so there was a time when gods and people walked the earth together. Your clan traces its ancestry back to those times. Your clan history begins when you join the forces of the storm god Orlanth. Back then, Orlanth was simply one of many upstart rebellious gods bent upon conquest of the world. Orlanth's unique contributions at that time were personal honor and a close kinship to the other deities who seemed to be on the winning side. Continue. After many tribulations, adventures, and discoveries, Orlanth proved himself worthy of marrying Arnalda, the Earth Mother. The two formed the marriage ring and created a great harmony in the world through the sacred bond. Your clan took part in the wedding ceremony. Most clans either whooped with Orlanth or learned a secret from Arnalda. A few clans stood with Elmal, god of horses, and the sun as an honor guard. How did you prepare for the great marriage? This says there are no wrong or right answers. For now, click the whoop with Orlanth choice. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with what this says up here because it's a tutorial and they expect you to do that. I imagine when you start a new game that is not the tutorial, it says right here you can review all your choices before starting. There are no right or wrong answers, but I imagine different choices help you set up your clan a little bit differently. But I'm going to go ahead and do what it tells me to do for now. So your men whoop with Orlanth. Okay. Again, it says here there's no wrong answer. So Orlanth's struggle to remake the world was just beginning, and many other gods joined him in it. Orlanth fought Yelm the Bright Emperor and undertook many wars of conquest. Other, more peaceful deeds were just as important. Your earliest famous event was, and it gives you a whole list of choices here, and as best as I can tell, they're just for narrative purposes. I don't think, if it has any effect on the game, I haven't played it enough to know what that effect is. But I like the 100-day hunt when Orlanth and his son Odela track the Skybearer. And that's another thing about this game. They have some very interesting names. Okay, so... Oh, and if you hear noise in the background, that's not my dogs this time. That's my cat. He's going nuts. Alright, so... Orlanth succeeded in remaking the world. Thus began the golden era called the Storm Age. Orlanth's son, Venkat, was a famous warlord during this time. Most people in the area were his followers. He introduced new principles such as the rule of hospitality, which said that after you invited people into your steads, you could not attack or harm them. Thus was much treachery banished from Orlanthi's society. Many would not have survived, agreed to this. Many who would not have survived agreed to his new ways in order to gain his protection. He was a great organizer and helped the many scattered people form into new clans and tribes. Your clan was one of those aided by King Venkat. After you proved yourself robust and capable of survival, Venkat placed a remnant people under your protection. They were the Naldapin, or stick farmers. You had a choice whether to make them into thralls, aka slaves, or adopt them as members of your clan. How did you add these strangers? Up here it says, if I decide to make them thralls, then my people see nothing wrong with slavery, otherwise they dislike the institution of slavery. I personally dislike the notion of slavery. Come on, tongue, you can do this. So I'm going to adopt them as family. The foes of the Vincatlings were many, and your people fought hard against them. Which one of them in particular did you fight? Your ancestors expect you to retain enmity to their ancient enemy, who are still around to bedevil you. So apparently once you pick one of these, you're expected to continue acting like they're your enemy when you're given choices and stuff in the future. So I chose Utgar-Gra, king of the Basmali Beastmen. Alright, the Storm Age ended in disaster when the gods and creatures of chaos came and destroyed nearly everything. Orlanth and his allies fought hard, but chaos almost always won. Many gods died, and new ones rose to prominence. Many people died too. Catastrophes, it's a hard word, shook the world. the sunfall, the rain of blood, and the terrible laughing tsunami. The darkness got so bad that even Orlanth and his companions had to abandon humans to their own destiny. Only a few deities, either small ones or weak ones, remained. The world stagnated and died. Your clan was diminished to a ragged handful of hardy survivors. And then this here basically just tells you if you're a war clan, you can devote magic to war. If you're peaceful, farmers, you know, blah, blah, blah. So Hjart the King was the leader who emerged amid the turmoil of the darkness. The efforts of Hjart and his companions helped set the world in order again. He created the laws that we follow to this day. One of the great distinctions which Hjart discerned among his clans was that some of them tended towards either peace or war, while others maintained a balance between those two principles. So, which kind was your clan? I'm going to choose War Clan because I have a feeling if I don't, I'm probably going to get my butt kicked, and I don't like getting my butt kicked. Finally, the sun rose again. While the rest of society worked to protect themselves, find food, or otherwise just survive, the first priests worked to re-establish links with the ancient deities. With a new harmony between people and deities, the world was slowly improved. Once the awakening process had begun, it got easier and went quicker as the gods woke each other too. Who was the first deity which your clan helped to awaken? So there's a sentence. They type like I talk. So again, you have all these choices. Excuse me while I clear my throat. Anyway, sorry about that. I am gonna go with Odalia the Hunter. Odalia. I'm just gonna pronounce it the way my brain says to, even though it's probably wrong. Okay. Things have been different since the dawn, 1,300 years ago. Orlanth and the other gods retreated from the world, leaving it to mortals. You can still contact them through ritual and sacrifice, or enter their realm by reenacting stories about their deeds, which contain great magic. I guess that's one sentence, huh? Okay. But they no longer walk beside you. When you settle in a new place, you mark this great change in the world by naming your land not after a god, but after a mortal like yourselves. You called it Hjortland in honor of the king who taught you how to survive during the darkness. Continue. About 600 years ago, a dragon approached you in either its own form or that of a human with a dragon's soul inside of it. The dragons had always been hostile, or at the very least, utterly uncaring. Orlanth was always the dragon slayer. You had to choose whether to believe it and cooperate and learn to do what dragons know, or whether to maintain neutrality. What was your attitude towards dragons? I don't want to be hostile because I don't want to fight dragons the whole campaign, so I'm going to go neutral. I'm not going to believe dragons because everything here says not to. Most of the people who said yes to the dragons moved to Dragon Pass, a land to the north of your home. You stayed in Hjortland. And it is a good thing, too, for a little over 200 years ago, the dragons rose up and ate everyone who lived in Dragon Pass. Well, if that previous narrative didn't give you a hint, and you were dumb enough to go, you deserved it. Anyway, they ate the Orlanthi along with all of the other foolish human dragon fiends. Dragon friends. Same difference. For a long time, no human went to Dragon Pass. They were sure that the dragons would eat them too. Hey, they finally got smart. It only took a couple 100,000 of them getting eaten. Recent events made you think twice about the abandoned land of Dragon Pass. A generation ago, an usurper, I've always had problems with that word, who called himself the Pharaoh, came to Hjortland and started a civil war. Your clan broke into disputes, sometimes violent, about whether to support the Pharaoh. In the end, your group of dissidents decided it would be better to risk the dangers of Dragon Pass than to stay and kill your own kin. The greatest sin an Orlanthi can commit. Those unable to live under the Pharaoh would move northward to Dragon Pass. People of similar beliefs from other clans had already made the same decision and settled there. So, you made a new clan, just as your ancestors had done in the days of King Hjort. Come on, tongue. Keep up with brain. Larger borders are harder to guard, whatever. Okay. Your new clan made the dangerous trek to Dragon Pass and selected a place to live. Like the other Orlanthi refugees from Hjartland, you settled in Quiviniland, a mountainous area in the southeast of Dragon Pass. You would call these lands your home, or Tula. Tradition requires you to make a formal land claim. How much land did you claim? So much as we need, more than we need to grow into, lots more. Okay, huge structure. So I'm going to go more than we need, just enough to grow into. Alright, so stick normal difficulty and short length for your first game. Okay, so I'm going to rename this, because this I can't pronounce. Let's just go... There's more than one of us. Okay, so normal, short. Gives a recap of the choices you've made. And play. Alright, Sacred Time is 2 weeks of magical ceremonies which precedes each new year. Here you allocate the clan's magic resources for the coming year. Members of your clan council or ring offer advice. Click another advisor for their advice or the text to hide it. Click the boxes to allocate a point of clan. Okay, blah, blah. So, I got 7 points to spend. Magic, 7. And these are the things I can spend it in. So I'm just going to go and put 1 in each of them for now. Oh. I can't math. I'm a war tribe. I'm a war clan, not a diplomacy. Okay. Dingbats clan last year. Move that box so I can read. We made the dangerous trek to Dragon Pass and claimed more land than we needed, blah, blah, blah. So that's just the recap. Our God Talkers predict a more or less normal harvest. The Alanix spirits have chased off the vermin spirits, and there should be a few rats this year. Okay. Cows, goods, food, magic, population. These must be my advisors. Okay. Proceed. Let's check on the neighbors in the menu at the left. Click Relations. Relations. Okay. Relations with the other clans of Dragon Pass are important for winning. It's generally better to be owed to favors, but we'll ask someone for cattle. Whoops. Slide the controller at the top until favors due is in the center. Control at the top. Okay, favors due. Right? Is that what it said? Slide to control favors due. Okay. Click Gorend. Gorend. Click the info balloon if you want to hide it. Click the emissary button to send an emissary. Okay. Emissary. Best diplomat. Press the small picture of his face. Cull. I'm just going to call you Cull. Where are you, Cull? Which one are you? Oh, this is Cull. That's Cull. Okay. Click. Sure enough, he's an excellent bargaining skill as well as good leadership. Leave him chosen. Click Ask for Cattle as a goal. Cattle? No, that's bring. How do I... Oh, coal brushed. Ask. Where's... Yes, you're going. Choose. Where is ask for cattle? Oh. No? Demand tribute, give gift, propose alliance. There's more down here. Resolve feud. As a goal. Goal. There's no... I can't... Oh, ask for... There it is! To Goran clan will be more likely to respond favorably if we give them a few gifts. Adjust the goods slider to bring 10 cows worth of goods. Why am I asking for cows and giving cows? Get out of my way. 10? 8, 9, 10, not 12. Not 8, 10. 10, right? Okay. And send? Ooh. What is this? While the mission is on its way, events require your attention. The ring will advise you. When you click someone, the recommended actions highlight in blue. Colbrust can't give advice. Click the picture to see why. Pick any response, there's seldom a wrong answer. Why do I gotta click him? Can't you just tell me? Worships away from the Tula. Okay, so he's not here. Why couldn't you just say you can't ask him because he's not here? Sigh. Alright, Sora Goodseller, a trade priestess of the talking god Ceres, comes to trade. In addition to the usual exchange of goods, she asks if we have any white horses. Although we have some light gray horses, none can truly be called white. So apologize for not having one, apologize for not having one, and throw her a feast. Offer to save the next white horse for her and sell her another horse. What did this say? When you click someone, the recommended actions highlight in blue. Okay, so click on him. Okay, so one of those two. What do you gotta say? Sell her another horse. Save the next. So that's 2 votes for save the white. Offer. Seems like everyone's saying offer to save the next white horse. Alright, so we'll do that one. That's a kind offer, but I'm sure I'll be able to find one on my travels. Well, screw you too. Okay. Probably shouldn't say that. Colbrast arrives at the Gorand clan. Note that only Colbrast can give advice. Choose a customary response of 20 cows. You'll see that you gained cattle. Your emissary Colbrast approaches the Gorans, asking them to make good on a favor they owe you. Colbrast seeks a gift of cows from them. The customary number of cows granted by obligation is 20. How many head of cattle do you ask for? But over 9,000. Yeah, so I guess I'm just going to do what it tells me to. The Gorans give us the cattle without complaint. And done. Clans get their most powerful magic by worshipping Glorantha's many gods. Click magic in the menu. Magic. In the list of deities, choose choose Hum, the god of war. Hum, the god of war. Alright, Hum. The right side shows magical benefits, which a temple to Hum can provide. Battle luck. True sword. Weapon themes. Fight with the strength of 2. Click build. Where is build? There's build. We should have at least a shrine to the god of combat to enhance the effectiveness of our warriors. I just did that. When you build, the battle luck blessing will be chosen automatically, though you can change it. Click build to build a shrine to Hum. Get out of my way, text box. Build. In the list of deities, choose Hum, the god of war. I did that already, right? Hum. Hum. I'm choosing Hum. I did that. Battle luck. Sacrifice. In the list of deities, choose the god of war. Okay. Maybe if I choose a different one and then choose him. The right side shows magical benefits, which a temple to Hum. I've already done all of this, haven't I? When you build the battle, okay. Click build to build a shrine to Hum. I've already. A large temp. What is this? Sure. Okay. Another crisis. Choices here impact dealings with 2 other clans and the mood of your own. Ignore your advisors and insist that Coral marry her. Okay, it might help if I knew what we were talking about. Everyone is gossiping about what happened a few hours ago. The young woman, see what I mean? They got some really weird names here. Ionislara was found out in the forest making love with Carl. Oh my. A notorious poet and troublemaking warrior of the Heron clan. Carl left without a formal farewell. Janislara is unmarried, so her actions are not an offense against the gods, but she is betrothed to Joritar, a young thane of the Greenwing clan, and the wedding is scheduled for next season. I would suggest if you play this game, don't read it out loud. You're just going to hurt your tongue. So I'm supposed to insist that they get married. Right? Ignore your advisors and insist that Carl marry her. Okay. The matter is not yet resolved. Before raiding Carl's clan, the Harani find out more about them by... Why am I raiding them now? You mistake my intentions, Carl says. I meant not to eat the whole cake, but merely to sample the dough. When our people heard this, they were outraged. Raid the Heron clan in retaliation for their insult, even though it is sea season. What does that matter? Before raiding Carl's clan, find out more by clicking them in the clan list below. Clan list. Carl's clan Harani. How many freaking clans are there, my lord? Hendart. Heron? At least you're not allied with the Harani. Choose to launch a retaliatory raid. Okay. Now decide who goes on the raid. Footmen, mostly farmers who are quite capable of fighting. Weapon thanes, full-time warriors, and women auxiliaries who heal and encourage. And click proceed. Okay, so I'm just going to go with what I got, because it looks like you already have a setup here. So we eluded the Haran patrols under 9 weapon thanes, and 104 footmen are facing only 6 weapon thanes and 72 spearmen. The two forces are about to close. Improve your odds by clicking D+ to allocate 1 magic point. Blam. By not making sacrifices before battle, you can charge the enemy before they're ready. Click proceed to begin the fight. Okay, so it looks like under normal circumstances we'd have some more options here, but I'm just going to do what it says. Oh, pretty screen. We outmaneuver the Harani and gain a superior position. There was bitter fighting. Our magic blew away theirs. We drove the Harani from the battlefield and were able to plunder their Tula. Captured 27 cows and 2 horses. We took 24 cows worth of loot. What? Okay, never mind. Moving on. Our auxiliaries were able to ease the wounds of 2 of our warriors. Okay. Well, that was a pretty lopsided fight. We celebrate the humbling of the lecherous Carl's clan. Some of the Carls fretted about having a short harvest come Earth season. So done, okay? Even if no weapon things were killed or injured, it can't hurt to strengthen your fighting forces. Switch to the war screen to hire more warriors. War. Click the weapon things button to recruit more fighters. Weapon things. Choose the maximum number of weapon things by using the slider or clicking the plus. Okay, and then hire as many as you want. So I need to hire them all. Recruit. Switch to the lore screen, which provides information about the world of Glorantha lore. You don't need to know all this right now, but to win the game, be familiar with the myths. Sacrifice to the appropriate deity to learn their details. These will help when you reenact the myth as a hero quest. The hero quest duplicates the feats of the gods to gain magical benefits. Click the sword story. Sword story. The sword story. A pathetic fellow called Urmal finds a new weapon called Death and uses it to slay Grandfather Mortal. He shows it to Orlan's brother, it's that guy I can't pronounce, Hamak, who takes it from him. Despite Hamak's attempt to control it, use of the weapon spreads and soon killing becomes commonplace. Wow, I don't know if that was random or deep. Most of Dragon Pass is still unknown. Since your clan just arrived, you have a basic idea of the geography from when people lived here before. Switch to the map screen to see what you know about your new home. Map. Ooh. You can scroll or zoom the map the usual ways. Click Explore to outfit an exploration party and learn more about the Dragon Pass. Explore. The exploration cross is set to the north of your clan. Leave it there or click where you wish to explore, then click the send button. It looks like I'm being sent out to sea. Okay, send button. We're being raided by the horse nomads. There are 153 of them, all mounted. Well, they're horse nomads. What do you expect them to be? Swimming? Luckily, our patrol spotted them, and all 16 weapon things met them, as well as 153 of the feared. Clan is under attack. Use a point of magic and sacrifice a cow to whom for his favor. Click proceed to get the fight underway. I don't know if sacrificing a cow is going to make any difference, considering I've not pronounced his name properly once since we started. Okay, more options again. Although the horse nomads tried to hold us off with missile fire, we maneuvered well and fell on their flanks. As our forces engaged with the horse nomads, Lycan notices that a detachment of riders is trying to sneak completely around and get at us from behind. What should he do? Sometimes a battle has a pivotal moment when a leader has the chance to act heroically. This is one of those times. Make a decision and proceed to the main battle. So do I ignore these guys or do I make sure Varsins knows? I'm going to make sure Varsins knows. Unfortunately, Varsins couldn't hear the warning over the din of battle. The riders used magical and natural fires to burn down part of our defenses. Well, that sucked. There was a bloody battle. Their war magic was stronger than ours, but we quickly rallied. We drove the horse nomads off, and their survivors left without plummeting our Tula. We captured 13 horses. With their careful attention, our auxiliaries kept... Okay, blah, 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 blah. That fight hurt a little more than the last one. Chances are you have some wounded fighters to tend to. One quick way to heal people is to call on the healing goddess, Shalana Aroi. So switch to the magic screen. Magic again. Pick Shalana Aroi in the deity list. See. Shalana Aroi. Sacrifice. Click the healing button to select that blessing if you have no wound. Okay. Otherwise, choose at least 15 goods for entreating the goddess. So I need 15 goods. 15. Healing. Sacrifice. In her mercy, Shalana Aroi healed all of your wounded. Sometimes you just want to pass by. At the upper left, note that... You just want time to pass by. Wow, that made a difference. At the upper left, note that it's now Earth season when the clan takes in the harvest. You won't want to call up the farmers for a raid instead. You wouldn't want to call up the farmers for a raid instead. Click the season wheel to advance to the next season. Wow, this tutorial needs to get over pretty soon because I'm having problems reading. Oh. Ionis Lara, whose betrothal to Jorator of the Green Wings was broken off after her seduction by Coral the Poet of the Harani, is now pregnant. Ionis Lara is very happy, but her kinfolk see her pregnancy as a reminder of an embarrassing chain of events. An earlier decision has a delayed effect. See what your advisors have to say. Sometimes matters brought before the clan ring out not true. Sometimes matters brought before the clan ring are not truly issues for the ring to settle. So choose leave this matter to her kinfolk. Okay. Blah. People were happy that the ring did not interfere. Okay. Done. Your expedition has returned with another opportunity. Decide how to handle it. Your clan ring can advise you. The newly explored territory will be shown the next time you look at the map. Your explorers encounter a woman from Heartland while mapping the northeast. Her name is Nalindia, and she is fleeing from her homeland. I slew an agent of the Pharaoh who sought to tell chosen Orlanthi chieftains how to interpret the laws of our people. Although my act was just and supported by the spirits of our ancestors, the leaders were too afraid of the Pharaoh to stand up for what is right. They outlawed me and sent pursuers to kill me. I think I have outdistanced my pursuers, but would be lying if I said I was sure of that. The explorers were moved by her words and brought her here, suggesting that you should give her asylum. So adopt her as a weapon thane in the chief's household. 1, 2. See her on her way with gifts. Turn her away. Give her hospitality. So 3 votes for this. That's what I'll do. People were proud to see a foe of the Pharaoh honored in such a fashion. This year's harvest was good, a good one. However, because we raided during sea season, we were short-handed and couldn't fully reap Ernalda's bounty. It's dark season, and Minara reports the final tally of the harvest. It's worth paying attention to the agricultural calendar, even if the tutorial didn't. Click the X. Okay. The game keeps track of what's been going on. Switch to the saga screen, which shows your clan's history. Later, you may decide to restore a game by using the restore button. Click the season wheel so more time can pass. I don't see a restore button. I guess it doesn't matter. More time can pass. Although members of the clan ring are in a sense your playing pieces, they do have minds of their own. There are sound mythic reasons to have a trickster on the ring, but sometimes a practical reason not to. Remove Bastakos from the ring. Oraldag, a thane of the Heron clan, comes to complain that he was insulted by a member of your clan ring. Cat, quit. Bastakos dined at our clan hall and spent the entire night insulting me. He waved his bare buttocks in my face, touched my wife in an improper manner, and chewed food in my face. Because he is a member of your ring, my clan considers any insult made by him to be an insult made by your entire clan. Unless you punish him, there shall be war between our clans. Well, I got mixed feelings about this. I want to kill my Bastakos, but at the same time, how dare you blame my entire clan? It says to remove him from the ring, so I'm going to do it. Oraldag was pleased by your justice, and the people were happy that Bastakos insults would no longer seem to come from the entire clan. I agree. The ring now has only 6 members, so go to the clan screen. Clan. Click reorganize to pick a new clan ring. Consult the clan leaders in several ways. Click a leader for their opinion. Note that Bastakos can't return to the ring for a while. Find Brenna. And then click reorganize. Where's Brenna? Well, there's partial over here. No, more? Brenna. Reorganize. Although the ring reorganization ceremonies take a while, there are no new events to deal with, so click the season wheel. A problem has arisen with the clans. Use the first option to try to smooth things over. One of your Carls, Swen, complains that his wife, Anaren, dishonored him. It all started when he went to worship at the Hendart Temple and was insulted by Langpent, one of his Carls. Arls. How do you pronounce that? Is it Arls? I don't know. I'm going to pronounce it Carls because there's a C there, so if I'm mispronouncing it and you guys are aware that I'm doing it, just ignore it. I'm an American. I don't know how to talk. I'm an American that doesn't know how to talk. Let's not overgeneralize that. Alright, he challenged Langpent to a duel, but Anaren did not want him to fight. When the appointed day of the duel arrived, she found where the men were fighting and knocked Swen dizzy with a big branch. He could not complete the duel and has now lost his honor. So it says choose the first option. Okay, convince Swen that Enron had his best interest in mind. Tell that to the goose egg on my head, Swen protests. Well, that didn't work. That literally says right here, that didn't work. Even the most silver-tongued chief can't always win over the people. Try something else. What do you guys suggest? Well, that was helpful. Not a matter for the clan. That's 2. Got 2 for Scold Swen and 2. I'm not gonna deal with it. Okay. The people were happy that the ring was wise enough not to involve itself in a petty dispute. As for Swen and Lankpent, they met again and took to sipping ale together, lamenting the meddling ways of wives. Alright. You have played 1 full year now. That's it for the tutorial. Learn more from the manual. Keep playing with the consequences of the previous decisions, or start a new game from the control screen. Alright. Well, I'm definitely out of time. Sorry this ran over a little long here. But I wanted to do the full I need to learn to talk. I wanted to do the full tutorial so that you could all get a good sense of what this game is like. As I said in the intro, it looks like a game I could possibly get into. I haven't played a text-based game in years. I've run them, you know, tabletop role-playing, but, you know, sitting and reading a choose-your-own-adventure style game on a computer just feels weird to me. So it's not a reflection of how I feel about the game in general. Like I said, I feel like I could really get into it. It looks like it could have some depth, but it's just odd. It's weird for me to get back into this style of gaming again. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. If this is a game you'd like to see me do some more of, go ahead and leave me a message in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and keep it on my computer for a while. If I don't hear anything by the time we do the next set of 5 games, well, I'll probably keep it on my hard drive anyway because I don't feel like downloading it again later. For now, however, this has been your host, DM Renavion, bringing you, what was the name of this game again? King of Dragon Pass. So, until next time, you guys stay safe, and you have fun. I'm out.